Illinois. Nice and beautiful weather. Very happy. Very happy. I love Fridays. I've loved being with you guys this week. I have so much good stuff coming. I'm just super pumped to bring you so much heat today. I have so much goodness. Let's talk about, first, let's give some things away. My team picked some giveaways. Let's see who they picked. For a gorgeous wall display from White House Custom Color, Lisa Whitmore sharing her biggest limiting belief money story. Nobody has that kind of money to pay for photography. Yeah, she's reversing it. Lisa, awesome. People who value artwork for their home will find a way to do this if they want it bad enough. Not everyone prioritizes this, and that's okay. They're not your customer. Abundance rules. I love that, Lisa. She said, OMG, thank you. Action takers are rewarded, my friend. And let's send some PBI swag to Gay Collie Priest. Gay filled out scarcity and abundance. She wrote down learned helplessness. Money doesn't buy happiness. It takes money to make money. And she wrote, it takes creativity, right? And resourcefulness to make money. That's what Tony Robbins says. It's not about resources. It's about resourcefulness. I'm too old to make a change. Thank you for reversing that. I'm never too old to learn. Money is the root of all evil. No, rich people are generous. We can't afford it. Rich people are greedy. Rich people are generous. So good. So good. I love that. I love that. This week has been amazing. We talked about leads, bookings, orders, profits. Today we're going to hear from a photographer who has done this. And everyone stays in the room for VIP today in hour 2. So if you have 2 hours, stick around with us. Let me share what we're going through today. First, we have a case study. I've got Miss Ginger on. She's fantastic. I'm going to share Ginger. You get to hear me like drill in on the changes she made and the fears she overcame. Then I'm going to draw for a half scholarship to Boutique Breakthrough. I know many of you did your homework and got in the drawing, so I'm going to draw for that. And then in hour 2, I'm going to do some open coaching. So if you have questions, you're needing help, I am going to be here to answer those questions. Victoria talked to her dentist this morning. Great job. Look at you guys already taking action. I love it. Today, actually, I have a free gift for everyone who attends live. I'll show you where that is a little bit later. So exciting. This is a formula to craft your social media posts, and it gives 4 categories to rotate through so you don't sound the same or become boring. So I'm giving you exact examples of each type of post from each category, what to say, how to do it. And the beauty of the Hype formula is that you never have to feel salesy or desperate, which feels good. Everybody type in, feel good. We can feel good, make money, have a life, do all the things we want to do. We have a new workbook for next week. We have all this goodness coming up. So team, if you have, look at all these guys who want to feel good in their life. It's amazing. If you team, if you could pull the workbook in for next week so everyone can see the awesome things that are happening. I know Andrea has sent that out. So Monday, I've got a bonus for you guys. Monday, I'm doing a price list critique. And I'm going to teach you 8 pricing decisions that keep most photographers broke. And in the spirit of the summer photography client scavenger hunt, I'm going to do a live client finding lab on Monday. So save extra time. And team, if you have a link, do you have a link? What would you like everyone to do if they want to be a part of the client finding lab? Do you have a link for them, or how do they, if they want to be one of the people for me to get feedback on? Don't have a link yet, so you just want them to type their Instagram address in. If you want me to pull up your Instagram and give feedback on it, put your Instagram address in right now. We'll put a post in the group, maybe send out an email or a way for you to participate in the client getting lab. So we can get these transcripts, team, and get those picked off. Yep, type in your Instagram. You guys are going to love it. It's live and it's only on Monday, my friends. All right? Now, if you follow each other, just know you're teaching the algorithm to target photographers. So be a little careful there. You want to be following and working with local photographers, but you can look at each other's things. Remember, don't copy someone if you don't know they're making multiple six figures or at least making money. But you're going to learn on Monday, okay? Who's excited about that? I think you should be. Yes. Awesome. Okay. Tuesday, you're going to see a product showcase from White House Custom Color. They've got some really cool things to show you. Wednesday, if you need belief, baby, I'm bringing you the belief heat on Wednesday, the Julie rally. And then Thursday, put this on your calendar. You don't want to miss any of the days. I'm going to go through how to make more in less time. It's the framework for growing a portrait photography business that earns more than a 9-to-5 job, because that's what we're trying to get away from. And another bonus, you guys, are you guys having fun this week? Are you guys having fun? Tomorrow, I am doing a 9 to 10. I'm doing a Cliff Notes. I'm going to do maybe a little more live coaching for anybody who missed during the week. So 1 hour tomorrow, 9 to 10. And I'm giving away some money gift certificates. So 9 a.m., come to this same exact room. Nice and early. So sorry, you guys on the West Coast, you're just going to have to wake up. You're just going to have to get up early. All right? So many good things. You guys loving this? Every day you show up, you get rewarded, because life rewards action takers. It's just what it is. Yeah. All right, so let's jump in with our fabulous case study, and you're going to hear her story. Let me bring up Miss Ginger. Ginger!
Good morning.
Good morning. I love your accent. It's just fantastic.
You've given the game away now.
Everybody, I know, the secret. Yeah, that's really what I teach, is just how to talk like Ginger.
I do get away with
people eating out of your, what's that?
I get away with murder. Not that I like that expression, but still.
Seriously. Everyone type in Ginger. All right, I'm going to read a short little intro, Ginger, about you, and we're going to kick this off, and then I'm going to dig into all the good, bad, and the ugly about your business.
Sounds good.
Let's do this. All right, I am so excited to introduce today's guest, because her story is it's just one of those that gives me chills. She's been a photographer for over 20 years. She was a wedding photographer in London, a photojournalist before that, and for the last 16 years, she's been building her portrait business on the coast of California, and she's good. She was good, she has great clients, but she also had a lot of what she calls floppy ones, and she couldn't figure out why. She actually had been taking little trainings here and there from me since 2016. So she knew the bones of what I teach, but knowing something and really doing it, those are two very different things. After she joined Boutique Breakthrough in February, she's nearly doubled her revenue from one quarter to the next. We're talking going from $12,000 in the first 3 months of 2025 last year to an unexpected $23,000 in 2026. But the number itself isn't even the best part of this story. The best part is what she said about why it all changed. There are some big limitations that Ginger has had that some of you I know have too. So without further ado, welcome, Miss Ginger. I'm so glad you're here.
That was pretty special to hear that. It makes you really stand back and take stock.
I know. In London, you were a photographer. That sounds so fancy.
Well, I mean, we all live somewhere amazing. It's just fancy to someone else.
That's true. I mean, Springfield, Illinois, people often consider it like London. I don't know. I have beautiful cornfields and, we have beautiful accents here. I'm so glad you're here, and I can't wait to dig in on your story. So let's start your history, because you've been doing this 16 years, you've been doing photography. So talk about what those 16 years, just hit the high points of what you were selling and what your life looked like. Mostly on the portrait side. I know you were doing weddings too.
Well, I had a studio. I ended up owning a studio in Morro Bay, California, and I was running myself ragged selling 5x7 and 8x10 prints, and I couldn't figure out why people weren't buying anything bigger. I started selling the digitals, and at one point the digitals were like, I don't know, $1,000, which is great. That was nice, but that was all it was. It was like a full stop on the end of the sale. And I kind of felt like they weren't actually getting it. They weren't understanding which were the good pictures and which weren't. And then I found you, which elevated everything. And I started trying all these little techniques that you taught, and things got better, but it was still kind of, it was just kind of like throwing spaghetti at the wall. Like, what's going to work? Yay, let's try this. Oh, wait, it's a new month. Let's try this. Wait, it's a new year. Let's try this. And there was no consistency. And I was constantly trying to figure out what my price should be. I didn't have anyone to talk to. My husband's very supportive, but he's not a photographer, and he's not, he didn't really actually fully believe that I could sell artwork for hundreds or thousands of dollars. He didn't realize that that was a possibility because he's buying from his own pocket. So anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, but you had a vision that you could make more money. Were you like, I know I can do this. There's got to be a way.
I had this vision. I also really believed in what I was producing. Like, I live in this amazing place. I was taking photojournalistic style portraits in these incredible locations outdoor, and people were just not getting it. And I even had these huge windows of the studio, which I was constantly changing the pictures to show people your family picture could look like this. And it just was a constant struggle. I was very, more than anything, I was just really lonely. I just, and I kind of misunderstood, or people would be like, oh, you're a photographer. And then I didn't really know how to respond in a way that cut to the chase quickly and say,
and could turn them into a client. Sorry to interrupt, but like, and turn them into a client, right? You're just like, okay.
So,
and so when you said you were selling some small prints, Ginger, like 5x7s and 8x10s. Were you trying to sell bigger things, or how were you thinking that they were going to buy them?
One of the things that I love about talking to you and all the people in our community is how open and vulnerable you can be, and you can tell the truth. And when I look back, I don't think I even tried. I think I was afraid that they would be like, oh my gosh, no, 16x20 is huge, or something like that. And I didn't even, for a long time, I didn't even have samples. You can't, I mean, how can they imagine it if they can't see it? So,
Yeah.
Now I take my samples everywhere, and they're heavy and they're kind of cumbersome,
Yeah.
but I'm like, oh, look, I happen to have one right here. So,
yes.
And it's fun. It's so fun to see something, to inspire
Did you
someone to
ever,
want it.
for sure, in all those years, did you ever sit down and do the math of like, this is what I want to make, and this is how many sessions at this average? Or were you just like, they're not ordering, they should order more, I would make more if they ordered more, or I need to do more sessions? Or what was the conversation in your head?
So that's a really good question, because I was scrambling. I was on the hamster wheel. I was trying to keep up with, the client orders, even if they were little, let's say they're 7 5x7s. I was still taking great care over every order. And I kept just thinking about today, and I didn't think about the next 3 months. And it wasn't until I heard you talking that I started thinking, well, okay, this many clients at this much per client, then that equals that. And hello, that's not a viable business. So it started me kind of really digging in, and then it sort of seeps into everything. Once you start thinking about that, you think about how you're actually spending your time, and just having guidance now about all the little questions I have, and knowing what's important and what's a priority and what isn't. I mean, I'm really smart. I have a master's degree in photojournalism. I have like mad skills. I love people. I'm great at connecting. And it just wasn't, I just, I wasn't putting it together. I just
Yeah,
had a
when
little piece of this and a little piece of that, and it just wasn't working. And I was about ready to quit. I was just like, okay, let's just go. I'll just go get a job at an animal shelter. I love dogs.
oh, so did you hear me say something like what opened up for you? What changed?
Um, Basically, every time you open your mouth, Sarah, I think, oh, but I think, to be honest, like, I mean, to cut to the chase, spending money on yourself and your business, for me, that was a huge struggle. Like, I couldn't fathom it. My husband said, "You have never done anything where you've spent any money on learning since your photojournalism degree. Like, so why don't you just go for it? Why don't you try it?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, but it's so much money. Am I ever going to make that money back? And how am I going to make this work? And we've got a kid in college, and I adopted a second dog, and all this other stuff." And it was the feeling of community and having people who I could talk to, not just you, but all the coaches and all the other photographers who are in the same boat as me, some photographers are just starting out, like brand spanking new. And then there's someone like me who's been doing it for a long time, but I'm floundering and I can't figure out how to get out of the paper bag or whatever the expression is. I I just, as soon as I felt like I'm not alone, that just is what spoke to me more than anything else, to be honest.
Okay. So I want to walk through. So you did my boutique breakthrough program. You had to invest in yourself, which is interesting when you had all this education, formal education. And then yet when it came to investing in yourself for your business, it's like, oh, I can just figure it out. Is it that always is interesting
Totally.
to me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I know to speak to people. I know to do this and to do that. But it's the accountability and the constant trust the process, trust the process. What is the
Yeah.
process? The process is this.
Yeah.
All that is constantly rotating through my mind so that when I say things now, I don't even think about it. It just all
Yeah.
comes
Well,
together.
I want to walk through everyone. Everyone here has heard about Boutique Breakthrough. I want to walk through what all the things you changed, what was scary, what wasn't scary, so they can hear about a process, a system. A lot of people think, oh, I don't need a system. I can just do it with just guess and wing it and put little puzzle pieces together. But there are key pieces of a system. So let's just open this up and talk about what was hard for you. And I know some people think, oh, I want to hear, and we always are bringing on people who are brand new too. We've done a lot of that this week, and next week we've got more of those people. But I think it's fascinating too to look at what happens if for 16 years you just spend that time guessing and you're still in the same place as someone who's new, right? Which is
Yeah.
so interesting to see. So just I know you talked about the money piece, but were you when you jumped into this program, were you looking for a system or you just were like, hey, here's this proven thing I want to get in on it? Or were you looking to fill in little spots or what were you hoping for from the system itself?
Well, I kind of had a good idea about what the system entailed, but I just really wanted clear instruction about the steps. Because if you skip a step, then it's basically like snakes and ladders. You go back down to the beginning. What do you call it? Something else over here? Shoots.
Shoots and ladders. We
There
call
you
it
go.
here, yeah, shoots and ladders.
Um, so
Yeah.
I felt like I kept on going back down to the beginning of the board game because I was missing a step, but I didn't know what the step was. And the interesting thing
Mm.
about it was knowing the steps made it a much more enriching experience with each client. So I always had this feeling like I don't want to bother them, or they're busy, or they don't want to talk to me, or they don't want to see me 3 times. Um, but it turns out that they do, and it's better for everyone. It's much more fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. For sure. So
so
let's
yeah,
jump into the work. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to waffle.
Okay. um, so were you worried that you would do it? I know sometimes I hear that from people, or they're like, I don't want to buy this. What if I don't do it? I mean, we set it up intentionally so that you don't lose momentum, right? It's like I always say it's like little bread comes to grandma, Hansel and Gretel, bread crumbs. You just go along, you just pick up little crumbs. Did you find that part of learning it easy to keep
I
going and do?
I loved it. There were not everyone could keep the same kind of pace, and that was allowed, and it was okay, it worked out. But for me, I am a full-time photographer, so I sat at my desk and I did the work, and I had the bit between my teeth. I was like a racehorse in the dock, just ready to
Oh, I
let me
love
go,
it.
let me go.
You
What's next? And it was so
I
cool,
love it. I love
step by step, because I could really engross myself in each week's subject matter and really kind of go through all the things like learning the steps and then overcoming whatever mental obstacle you have to it,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
analyzing yourself and your approach, and ultimately just becoming a better person as well as a better business owner, a better photographer. It was, yeah, I
Yes.
just loved it. Every week I
Okay.
was like, what's
So
next?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's walk through what happened. So in the first week, we scrubbed through your brand. Because I see so many photographers having branding disconnects that they don't even realize are turning away right fit clients. Just email addresses at Gmail and all the things. Did you have that pretty tight? Being advanced, I would bet yours was pretty tight.
It wasn't. I mean, it's still not perfect, but it's definitely significantly better than it was. But you can
Okay.
see it so clearly when you see somebody else's and you're like, oh my gosh, I remember when I had that. You know, just a simple thing like
Yeah. And
consistent name.
Yeah, and new people have to do a lot of decision making there to make sure everything is aligned. So it is fun to watch. I think that's why group coaching is so important, because you see what you don't know, you don't know. And after you watch critiques of 5 people, you're like, oh, you know what? I actually think I want to tweak mine a little or whatever,
Yeah,
which is fun.
exactly. Yeah.
Then we then we jumped into pricing, and this is new for people who have never offered products. So it's nice for them because they're not dealing with a lot of, you know, things they have to redo or whatever. It's like just take it and do it. But for someone like you who had done some things and had things, how was that for you? Were you worried like, oh, I don't want to make changes. I'm gonna screw that. Like I've got some things going right. I'm gonna screw them all up if I follow Sarah's system. Or how are you
Oh my
feeling?
gosh. Me and one of my buddy, we were just roaring with laughter because we were like, how many years have we been trying to figure out our pricing? I mean, years, and redoing it and redesigning it. And it always looked kind of like, not quite right. And because I'm not a designer, like newsflash. And doing the pricing was incredibly grueling and incredibly hard. And when you were on the Zoom call, you could see everyone's face was like, really concentrating and trying to think about it. But you gave it to us, you presented it to us in a way that made it manageable. Like it was one step and then the next step. And you're like, but wait, what did I do there? Okay, there. And then you end up with something. And I just love my price list. I love it so much. And I give it to people and I'm like, these are my prices. And
And they
it's,
love it. That is,
yeah, I mean, there's just no more. I wonder if we can talk about the price for this. No, we can't talk about it.
yeah.
It's written down.
Yeah. Well, and you say you see people's faces, and I do that price critique myself, and I remember yours, and I go through and everybody comes in so scared, and then
Yeah,
you see the next person go, and the next person, and all of a sudden it starts to feel normal.
yeah.
And then after you go through it, you realize that it is normal. It's just scary because you've never done it before. And I'm surprised that you, after being in business so long, that you weren't like, this is no big deal. So, that's why I feel like you need the extra support, someone holding your hand on that piece.
I think the pricing help was my favorite thing, to be honest, because it's such a game changer. Because I felt
Yeah.
confident in my prices. I believe in my prices. I am happy to say this is my price, the hundreds and the whatevers. Um, and it doesn't actually matter to me if they say, oh, that's too much money. That's happened once, it has happened once. but they still ended up booking because of a different thing. But it doesn't matter because I want to work for the people who want to value the artwork, and they
Yeah.
exist. And this will help me, this
Now,
process will help me find them.
yes, and what I think is interesting, and you being a longer time photographer, that I feel like is the genius of our program, if I do say so myself, is how the price list isn't just profitable prices, right? Anybody can come up with that, but the plan and the products are based on a system that gets you a big order. Was that an aha for you?
Total. Oh my gosh. Like I had to scrape my jaw off the floor. I was like, what? Oh, oh, you know what else?
It,
There was this, so the shoot to sell. So take pictures with the intention of them adding up to a story that because I would always go to a portrait session and just have fun and be me and
yeah,
photograph their story. But they never bought an album. So why would I photograph their story when they were only literally looking for mom and dad and then da 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 and da 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 da? You can do it in a
yeah.
way that tells the story, but also is so heartwarming to them that they have had this rich experience and they take home these beautiful vignettes of their relationships. I really loved the frame series. I didn't get it at first. It took me a minute, and I was like, that seems a bit controlled, and I'm so spontaneous and free. I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
But as soon as I started actually doing it, I was like, oh, this is amazing. And it is
Yeah, and
professional. It's so professional.
yeah, yeah. And it's
But
not like you have to and photograph within a certain style, right? It can be your own style, but
right.
um I think the biggest thing that I hear a lot from students is just it allows you to go into a session with confidence knowing that you're going to get a certain order and you don't have to overshoot to serve. You actually serve by undershooting.
Yes,
Right? And getting
absolutely.
exactly what you talked about with them, and you knew how to talk about that with them too.
Yeah. I mean, I would have
Which,
sessions like years and years ago that would be like 1,000, 1,500 images because it was so beautiful and they were doing such fun things. And then I would edit them. I mean, obviously I would edit them down, but still I was showing, sometimes I would show 200 images.
yeah,
How's a
it's
person going to
crazy. And what
choose?
a shame. What
Yeah,
a shame that your beautiful images are where? I mean,
exactly.
they're not hanging
Hard
on
drive.
people's walls. Yeah, that probably doesn't even work. Some of the hard drives when I first started, remember there were zip drives
Yeah.
and drives that we don't even know how to get things off. I don't You don't even have CD or DVD players in Macs anymore. So like you have to find a way to get that stuff off. Crazy. Okay, so you got your pricing set and then before we did marketing, I wanted to make sure you knew how to talk to people when you got the lead because people always think marketing is what books clients, but it's not. Marketing generates a lead for you to talk to. You said you like to talk to people, but sometimes people who like to talk to people are still scared to talk about numbers and pricing. So was that hard for you, or did you feel like that was super easy? Give me the scoop.
Um, I'm pretty good about talking about money because I don't like to mess around, but I'm bad at talking with a plan. So some of my in-person consultations, if I did have one, would be like an hour and a half of my time when I'm just chatting, which is great for making connection. But hello, what are we doing here? Like you have to have a plan. So
Yeah,
this basically,
chatting builds rapport.
right, right.
Yeah,
And
go ahead, go ahead.
I just felt like I didn't even realize fully how to, to show up for when I show the client their pictures and to sit down and to say hello nicely and then let's get cracking. Let's not mess around. Let's not have a drink.
Yeah,
You can have one, but I'm going to
yeah,
show you some pictures. Um,
yeah, yeah,
and
because you realize that, yeah,
it just it all feels a little bit tighter. It's a tighter ship. And the more I do it, the more practice I do, the better I get at it. Obviously, we all feel like we have more to learn, which is lovely.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, it's a very, very different thing. today than it was, even 4 years ago. I mean,
Yeah, for
gosh,
sure. The
sometimes I
so
just,
many things have changed.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Right now, I think is not to go down a rabbit hole, but it's the most important time to learn a system because we've got AI, we've got more competition than ever, and the world is changing. And if we don't, we've got social media now, and if we don't learn to adapt, there are so many photographers out there doing that. So, okay, so you learned how to talk to people and then you had to go get a client. Walk us through your Julie client. Do you remember like getting that client and going through the process with that first client?
yeah. It was amazing. It was actually someone who called me. So great. I got lucky enough that someone just called me. Obviously, I've
Okay,
been in
but
business
still
a long
cold.
time. Yeah, they just called me and
Yeah.
said, "We're interested in family pictures." And so
Okay.
obviously I said, well, that sounds wonderful. My prices start at I had this whole conversation that I've been trained to have. So I hit certain points in the conversation. And then we met in person. And we met in person and they wanted to take extended family portrait in the same place where they go. Oh, no, no. Because it was their 50th wedding anniversary. And in the in-person conversation, I found out that they got married in a local park that is a nature preserve and it's absolutely beautiful. So I said, well, of course, we should take your pictures there. And they were like, what? Oh, wow. So that was the first time I was like, oh, I know what I'm doing because I've thought about this. Anyway, I happened to show them an album of something that wasn't even extended family and said, sometimes with extended families, it's nice to have an album because you get more pictures and you can enjoy it. And as you move and downsize in life, later in life, you can take the album with you. And I never would have done that. That one move alone, I never would have done that sort of a few years ago because I always sort of
Yeah.
thought, oh, they don't want an album. That's however much money
Oh my
they don't want an album.
goodness.
And
Wow.
so now I show an
Okay.
album to
Wow.
every client, and sometimes, it works out because it fits in. Um, but in this particular case, I could see that they both sort of sat up and looked at it, and I saw that the grandmother sort of stroked the cover of the album,
Oh.
which really made me laugh.
So
Um,
precious. So, so
yes,
you
go
did
on.
this session and then you built the presentation to show them their images. How were you showing images to clients before you learned my system? Was it an online gallery or proofs? Are you just giving them all the digitals? What was the
It was this just weird hodgepodge, whatever kind of worked. It wasn't, I do this. This is how I work. This serves you the best. It was, sure, I'll meet you at a coffee shop. Sure, I'll come to your house. Oh no, I can just send you a link because you're so busy. And then you can get back to me with which
Oh,
ones you want. But I always had a deadline. That was the one thing that was helpful. But even so, it was hard to enforce the deadline. Um, but it was just lacking in any kind of closure or rapport or building a relationship for the future. I always sort of felt like, oh, they spent so much money, they're never going to hire me again because they've spent their entire photography budget for their lifetime. Of course they haven't.
oh my God. Yeah.
So
Oh, wow.
it was just,
So
it was
many
a mess.
things. Yeah.
It was a real mess, to be honest.
Yeah.
I have so many golden tickets. Like I am the local high school's senior picture photographer. There's only one, and it's me. And that's a golden ticket. And I was giving them online galleries.
Oh. That's okay though. You're learning. You're learning. So when you learned my system, because I have a very specific way, if you want to make sure that you're serving the client and you get the order to do it, were you scared of that? I know a lot of photographers are scared to sit with their client and hold their hand through that process. And I find it to be the most fun. But what was it like
Your
doing
your
that the first time?
your fun and your joy about it is infectious. So that really helps. But I think my biggest fear was that it was asking too much of their time that they wouldn't want to. That I felt like they would say, "Oh, we have to get together with you again? Like, why would we do that?" Or it would be such a nuisance to schedule that can you do Tuesday at 6, blah, 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 all that stuff. But it's actually been completely fine. And not fine, it's been fun. It's been so rewarding to see them see their pictures and like I'm learning so much by looking at their pictures with the client because I can see, oh, I put too many pictures in. This one should have been deleted.
Yeah.
What's that doing there? I can,
Yeah.
as I'm taking notes while I'm watching them watch the slideshow. In my head, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was my biggest fear. And also like how to say that'll be X amount of dollars, please. You can give me your card and I'll take your money. But you just got to get on and say it.
Okay. Yeah. So you learned how to make it a benefit to them and explain that. You learned how to walk them through the system. So when you did that, and what was the total when they were picking things out, the couple that did the album, your first Julie? Do you
So
remember?
so in the end, including the portrait session fee, the total was 3,040.
Okay. And you
And
presented that to them. Did they cut it back some or were they like, this is fine? What was their reaction?
no, I mean, we didn't actually I discussed the pricing separately with the kids, the my generation kids. So as it was a gift for the grandparents. And so the grandparents knew
Oh,
that. And everyone decided they knew how much an album was, they knew how much a canvas was, and they decided in the group meeting that's what they wanted to purchase for their parents. And then the parents came back to me afterwards, and I said, oh, each of you can contact me directly, and we'll go through your own individual family order. And the parents came back to me and said, we'd like to order this, this, and this as well. And the total, when
whoa.
it was said and done, was 3,040, which is, pretty good for an afternoon. No, I mean,
That
more than an afternoon, but they were
seriously, what
so
was your
happy.
biggest, was that one of your biggest orders ever? Or had you ever gotten a big, outside of weddings?
I had got a bigger order quite recently, but it was thanks to doing things that I had learned from you, which is ultimately
Okay.
listening to your client and serving them. But
Yeah.
that was I might have a win here and there, like a big win, but I didn't know why. And I didn't know how I
Yeah.
wasn't getting it every time. And I just
Yeah.
couldn't put the pieces together. Um, so
Yeah.
the greatest joy with serving this recent client, this Julie, was their reaction. In fact, the daughter who gave them the album videoed it and allowed me to put it on my Instagram. So now that post is
Oh, I
pinned,
love that.
and they just loved it. They just opened the album and there they all are. It's their family. What could give you greater joy as a grandparent? So it was a really
Seriously.
just a lovely feeling.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you feel about your self-serving clients? Here you made them do these extra steps. That is what needed to happen for them to make a good decision for themselves. How do you feel about your clients now and your business now?
I just feel like I really am loving on them and giving them what they didn't know they needed and giving them something that they never would have had. They would have had before Boutique Breakthrough. I think that I might have got this client and I might have gone through some of these steps, but I wouldn't have shown them an album. They probably would have bought a few 5x7s and a canvas. It would have been under 1,000 order guaranteed. But it wasn't like I mean, I did bite the inside of my cheek when I said that'll be $3,000 or whatever I said, but and smiled. Um, they thanked me profusely. They couldn't stop saying how amazing the experience was. The grandmother wrote the most unbelievable review on Yelp, Google, and Facebook the very next day. And she's a writer. So I was like, oh, thank you. They
I
couldn't stop
love
thanking
that.
me. That's the thing that really kind of blew my mind. It's like I'm not robbing them of money they didn't want to spend. I'm taking care of them and giving them something that they value so greatly that they can't stop thanking me and appreciating what I did for them.
That gave me goosebumps. That's what we want, is we want to serve people, but also to be appreciated financially, of course. But like, who wants to put their heart and soul into images that people are like, oh, hey, thanks? Like, we want people to love them as much as we love them, because I love them. I'm like, oh, I love this expression. I'm so excited to present it. And you get the wrong people and they're like, okay. And you're like, but let's talk about how, look at this cute image, look at your cute people.
Yeah.
So have you had any other wins? What have been other big wins since you've been implementing the system? Are you finding more consistency in your sales?
There's a lot more
Because you haven't been doing
consistency.
it very long. Sorry,
Um,
go ahead. There's been a little gap there, so I'm sorry.
that's okay. There's the biggest win is really in channeling a phone call or an email query. And I get a lot because I'm very well known locally, but a lot of them are people who are looking for, all the digitals on the beach for half an hour. And I'm just not interested in doing that because there's no reward for me. It's just boring. Sorry
Yeah.
to put that down, but that's the way I feel. I, my background is photojournalism. I want to get to know you. I want to be able to express your story through beautiful portraiture. So the biggest takeaway for me is channeling those people into the right fit client or saying, good luck to you, have a wonderful time. Um, I did lose a client recently because she was an extended family. And when she and I connected beautifully and she understood everything I was offering. But when she conveyed it to her brother and her sister, they had a violent knee-jerk reaction because they knew tons of photographers who would do it for $200 or whatever. And I had tried to say, can I please speak to your siblings directly? But she had vetoed it because of family animosity about different things. So I thought maybe I sidestepped a tricky situation, but I simply said, you have your portrait session fee. Let me serve you and your immediate family in a couple of months from now. So go away this weekend, have your session with whatever photographer your sister wants you to have. And I'm not mad about it. I'm just, it's not the right fit for me. I'll do something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Feels good to know what's a fit and what's not. I
Yeah,
think until you have a system, you just take everything out of the fear that you won't have something tomorrow.
right.
And I feel I'm so proud of you because you're like having a blast. I hope everyone listening can feel what it feels like when you're serving the right clients in the right way and you're rewarded not just financially, because that's important, but also with love and referrals and reviews, and you're getting the love that comes back at you, which is what has fueled me all these years.
Yeah, absolutely. It's at the core of why I think photographers do this because, I don't know about everyone else, but I feel like I kind of fall in love with people a little bit when I photograph them. I get really
Yeah.
just I feel their joy and their connection, and I just really love that feeling. And it just sort of evaporates if you don't then see them again, or if you don't see them look at the way that you captured their family. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think too, if I can jump in, I think too, when you don't have a system that serves them, you're then chasing them to get an order. And then you have to show up as a pushy salesperson. That was the whole purpose. So then you're like, oh, I don't want to be pushy and yucky. But like the only way you're going to make money is if you're pushy and yucky because you didn't have a system that helped them order in the first
I
place.
was just chasing my tail, and I would frequently come home just sobbing and just be like, "Oh, you won't believe what happened to my husband or my best friend." And I really was at the end of my rope and I was about to throw it all in. And I love doing this.
Well,
I love it so much, and I just didn't want to quit.
Well,
But
I love it. I'm so glad you found us. I'm glad to have you in my life, and you have Deborah in your life. Did you love the coaches in the program,
oh my
Deborah and
gosh,
Andrea
so
and
wonderful.
Natalie? And
Yeah, they're all amazing, really supportive. And all the other people in the group, when I started the group, I was kind of looking to see who was similar to me, who I might connect with. And it turns out I connected with everyone, no matter their walk of life or their part in the country where they live or whatever. We're all really, really close. And we share so much with each other about our own experiences, and we all learn from each other. and help each other.
Yeah. I love that. So our Midwest accent, you're still friends with us. Well, you can start rubbing off on us. Well, Ginger, seriously, thank you for coming here today and sharing your story. I know it's inspiring so many because, I think it's the easy time to get a system is before you've gone and done things wrong and you have a bunch of unlearning to do. Like you had to do. You had to do some unlearning. You had to be open to be coached. And I'm so proud of you for doing it. And I think
Sarah,
everybody's on their different journey, but I'm so grateful for you.
I wish I had done this years ago. I mean, one thing that happened earlier in this call is Gay said that she reversied being too old to make a change or too old to make anything new. I've been
Yeah.
amazed because that also occurred to me because I'm 54 and I thought, well, what am I doing here? And then I thought, no, I've got, 10 more at least decent years. Let's do it right. And there are so many
Yeah.
people of all ages, and it's so inspiring seeing people working for themselves and driving forward, and we're all moving together with momentum. It's amazing.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for being here. Can you all throw love in the chat for Ginger? Thanks, Ginger. Have a great day, my friend.
Thank you.
Oh, that got me so inspired. That is my passion, getting photographers to make money doing what they love, building a life that they love. So much love. Ginger, I love it. I just love it. So, guys, here's what we're going to do. Remember, everybody stays in the room for the next hour. I'm going to give away a half scholarship to Boutique Breakthrough here in a few minutes, but I want to go through what it is so everyone can see it. I'm going to give everyone a hype resource, and then I'm going to stay and coach some of you. And Pranitha, who has had some questions about being new, I want to coach you if you're able to stay on. That would be super fun. So let me know if you're open to that. So here's the thing, guys. You can come back and watch this too. But I want to go through, I've added some things from yesterday about what's in the program, and you're actually going to be taking notes and learning as I go. So I really want you to hear this. And listen, let me just say this. I get that it's a big investment. I get that it's a big change in your life and it's uncomfortable. We talked about that as being expansion. Your comfort zone is wanting to expand, and that's what you feel in your body. And I also want you to know that it is way more possible than you think. And if you shut the door and say, I can't do this now, it's not for me, then the door is going to stay closed. You have through Thursday when we close this down to get in the door. I'm going to give you an amazing bonus for those of you who are like, oh, I feel like I'm ready. I just need that little extra thing to get with my team. And if you jump in before the end of the weekend, I'm going to give you something really, really cool. But those of you who are like, I'm going to have to really stretch to make this happen, I want you to stay open that there's something that can be provided for you. I had this talk a couple of classes ago, and a girl literally was like, I have nothing. I have no chance. Nobody, nothing. And I said, just stay open, right? And she had a call from an aunt that she hadn't seen in years, was sharing her story. And the aunt said, I could never help you when you were a child, and I want to do this for you. Like, out of the blue. So I just want you to know that you are worth this, and there might be a way for you. And at the end of the day, there might not be. But listen, keep showing up, keep gobbling up every bit of information that I give you, because you never know. All right, so let me just share what this could look like, and then I'm gonna draw for that half scholarship. So what's next for you is Boutique Breakthrough, my friend. It is time for you to have a system. And listen, this is, a lot of you have been doing the picture piece, puzzle piece. Even Ginger was getting puzzle pieces from me, right? She wasn't getting them from a different system. She was getting them from the same system. But still, when things weren't happening and she wasn't getting an order, she didn't know if it was her or the missing puzzle piece, which I can tell you it was the missing puzzle piece. So you've got to have all of the pieces. That's the key. So if you're a digital file photographer and you're stuck in low hundreds, this is for you. If you're like Ginger and you're more advanced, but you're doing packages and trying every different thing without a system. Like Ginger was saying, I just did different things every time. And as adorable as she is, it still was a little Frankenstein. And you guys who are new and committed, I know we've got a lot of you who are within 3 years of starting and you want to skip 5 to 10 years of mistakes. I will coach you guys on this in the next hour as well. If you're like, I'm stuck, I'm afraid, I don't trust myself to do it. If of course you feel like you don't trust yourself because you've been Googling some things, you tried this, it didn't work. It's not that simple. So what I'm talking about is going through my system with a client, a real client, from the very first phone call until they have artwork in their hands. And I never want you to be guessing about pricing, about products, about what to say. Like, you will have this forever. Amaris, it is amazing, my friend. It is. She said, Boutique Breakthrough sounds so amazing. So let's set money aside today as you're listening and ask yourself, could this help me? What if this did work for me? And then we'll tackle money separately. Because I know a lot of you are saying, I'm just scared I won't do the work. And that's like every photographer. That's why I built this for people who don't trust themselves or they think I have to have willpower. This is coaches, and I'm going to actually bring Deborah on so you can meet one of the main coaches in this program. And we give you tiny bite-sized pieces, right? Tiny bite-sized pieces that you, not a giant to-do list, it becomes a monkey on your back. So I'll show you the calendar in a moment. One little bite, you do the thing, you get coached, right? A couple hours a week. And I think every single one of you can do this. And I built this because I don't want to just sell programs. Like, that doesn't do it for me, home study courses, because those weren't working. Photographers were telling me, Sarah, my business is fine, I just need more clients, even though they weren't stopping to do the math. So I put my ad agency, my MBA, my years of experience into a marketing program, and people were saying, I'm getting all these leads, but not booking them. And so, of course, I'm like, well, that's not a marketing problem. That's a what are you saying to them problem. So then there was a selling program. I don't know how to price, right? I don't know what to charge. And I did 18 months of live testing with real photographers to work this out. That's why if you notice other people teaching business in the world, they teach photography and then their students are like, oh, teach us how to make money. They do a course and a year later, they're not offering it because they don't know all the blood, sweat, and tears I have learned over all these years. That's why I give a money back guarantee, because I have been through the ringer. My mentor always says, pick up someone to follow who has arrows in their back. All right. I was named one of the most profitable within 5 years by the Professional Photographers of America. Proof that I know what I'm doing and I'm making money. I'm still doing it in my dream studio that hopefully someday you'll get to be here and learn. But I see so many photographers hold themselves back because they're like, well, I'm not good enough yet. Right? The fitness person who doesn't want to go to the gym and they can't buy Lululemon for themselves because they don't think they're worthy, because they don't have what they think is a Lululemon worthy body. You're doing the same thing. You're telling yourself, I don't deserve the training because I haven't made the money yet, because I don't have the perfect everything to be able to invest in myself. And it's like, friend, you are worthy just like you are. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're normal. Fear is the entry ticket, not a disqualifier. And I've set it up so that you will do the work, right? You borrow my belief, my team's belief, until you have the proof. And like Ginger said, you're in a community with other people. You're locking elbows, just like, boot camp with the military. They go through it together because they will survive better with others. So 3 main parts to this program. First, installing the system. Okay, you're getting my whole system. I'm not withholding. You're getting this system. So for 8 weeks, the goal is 1 client to go through this with. You're getting literally step-by-step breadcrumbs, Hansel and Gretel on the way to grandma's. Simple checklists and scripts. You don't have to be an Albert Einstein IQ to do this. You just follow the breadcrumbs. And you go through it with 1 client in the 8 weeks. So let me share with you what is going to happen in the 8 weeks. Would you guys like me to do that? walk through who you're going to be 8 weeks from now. And actually 9 weeks, because you guys are going to jump in before the end of the weekend and you're going to have an extra bonus week. All right. Steven said, sure. You will have products selected and photographed. Okay, they're going to be different than anything you've ever done before because there's a very specific way I do it. You'll have a price list done and printed, maybe more than one. You will have product samples. You will have 7 to 8 marketing activities that you can choose from to go get a right fit client. And I'll talk in a moment about what that looks like, new or if you're advanced. You will book someone from a conversation. I made that a different color because this is the domino. This is worth the $3,800 investment that you're going to be making in this program just by mastering that one thing, because nothing else works if you don't know how to book people. If you know how to book people, everything else changes. You will build a sales plan and have an easy session. Just like Ginger said, she now knew what to photograph instead of just going out there and having fun and photographing all these pretty things. She went in there with an idea of what she was going to sell. Easy session, no more overshooting, no more over editing and retouching. You will not only know exactly how to build a presentation, we call that boutique in-person sales. You will do it. You will have an easy conversation with your client where you show them the images. You will accept their money and you will be so happy. Imagine what that would feel like to have all of that done. Like, you don't have to think about building a portfolio. You'll have it done. We do a photography assessment that you submit images and we give you feedback. So if you're insecure and you're feeling like, I don't know if my photography is good enough, we're going to make sure it's good enough. I even have, if you want it, if you're new, I have a course we made on exactly how to use a reflector and pose for the images you're photographing that you're going to be photographing. Easy peasy. Rebecca, we will coach you through that. She said, what if you don't have a studio or clients are from out of town? We'll coach you through that because there are a lot of different ways we can solve that, but there are a lot of wrong ways too. This is the calendar. So this first week is bonus. Okay, you guys, the sooner you get in, the sooner you get those first 3 lessons unlocked. There's pre-work you can do over the weekend. You get an extra week on coaching. And if you want it, I have a program called Moneymakers, where if you just can get that $1,400 first investment in, I'll talk pricing, but you can do 3 payments of $1,400. My team will coach you through all week getting the rest secured. Okay, so you're getting massive power of coaching. All you've got to do is take the first step. I think Dr. Martin Luther King said, you don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. So we have Marketing Blitz Week. There are some live things, but if you don't make them, you have access to coaching. So Linda said, what if you work full time when the lessons are done? The lessons, after I did them live for 18 months, I took all the questions and I recorded really tight. You watch a video. They're released every couple of days. So you have like 3 days to watch them, and then you have the homework that's due. Okay? If you're out, Stephen, you can do it while you're out. You can catch up before or after. I've had people miss a half of this program and still be efficient. I have an app that I'll give you that you can take with you. Plug and play templates, line by line review of the boutique products, and a price list. That Ginger, did you see her hugging her price list? Yeah. Yeah, Stephen, you can do this when you travel, if you're having a surgery, if you're babysitting grandkids or whatever it is. So the key is with the system does the work. So there are nuances about each niche that you photograph. So I will teach you, I have special training if you're in a specific niche that you have to be able to survive. All right, number 3, your first client plan, all right? So we're gonna help you pick the marketing activity that fits your life, that fits your personality. I have 8 of them. So you're gonna pick that client getting activity, set it up together during the 8 weeks, and use it to get that first client. Again, we're letting the system do the work. Leads, bookings, orders, profits. You're just gonna stair step up. I've got everything you need to know at every step. the premium client marketing playbook, the 7 B's of the booking conversation, the 12 P's of the ordering appointment, and the profit is built into the pricing so you don't have to think about it. How awesome is that? So awesome. Okay, we've got coaching, we've got community, we've got a safety net. Like Ginger said, she tried it on her own for 10 years. You've got to have a coach, a community, and a safety net. It's kind of like having a parachute, jumping out off the table, making sure the parachute opens, and jumping off the roof. Think if you were in an airplane in a sales presentation, you didn't know what you were doing, and you're jumping out of the plane, you don't know if the parachute's gonna open. So my program is little parachutes every single day, little steps so that you know when you're in that presentation with your client that the parachute will open and they will buy from you. All right. Lena said she did Boutique Breakthrough. She said you can do it regardless of your schedule. I woke up at 4 a.m. for the graduation when I was in Australia, worked a minimum paying job to pay for it on top of my day job. My first and Julie doubled her investment. So it just shows you there's a way. My team will help you find that way, right? You just have to take the first step of getting on the call and considering it. So you guys, like literally, you get the system, you get the pricing and products, you get your first client plan, and you're gonna go do it. If you bought all this stuff separately over the next 10 years and you grab a piece here and a piece there, 16,000, it's regularly 8,000. And as you guys know, I've talked about this yesterday, it's so easy to get started right now. $1,400 gets you in the door. Next week in the bonus week, my team will help you come up with the rest. And you guys, you put it on a credit card, that bill doesn't come for a month and then you have 30 days to pay it. So you're kind of kicking that can down the road. And listen, I know you think I don't have a way, and a bonus if you do the one investment, which many of you do. I would do it to get that if I possibly could. But listen, here's what tenacity means. Melissa's like, I had nothing. She was she had a day job, but they were just making ends meet. And she was a nurse, and she said she'd tried countless other programs to get her business where she wanted. None of them worked. So get what she did. She asked her husband's boss to pay for it. He was a business owner. He was a construction guy. She said, I'll work it off. And he said, okay, not even kidding you. So her first Julie was $1,403. Her second Julie was $2,000. Her third Julie was $5,417, right? $89,000, you guys, in her first 3 clients because she had the resourcefulness and the tenacity to go ask somebody for help. Does anybody want to do that? No. Here's Ryan. Ryan said he was a single guy. He was a teacher, and he said, I was nervous to invest $3,800 for this. First client, I made $3,006. In the 3 months following, I made $17,616. And I'm not saying you're going to make that, but I'm saying people are doing this. These are the kind of results that people are having in the exact program I'm sharing with you guys. And I'm going to draw for the half scholarship in a second, but I'm going to give you guys a bonus. Those of you who join today, tomorrow, or Sunday. All right? Do you want it, Christy? Because I'm going to share with you what this is. Bonus? All right. Join before Sunday night, and here's what I've got for you. You've heard the saying, they're turning a mountain into a molehill into a mountain. Well, that's what I want you to do. I want you to take the little scraps of dust in your life, and we're going to turn that molehill into a mountain. So I'm giving you overlooked session ideas to supercharge your marketing, and they're valid for June, July, and August. What? Yeah, $1,000 value if you jump in before this weekend. All right. Yes, exactly. I want to give you guys an incentive like crazy. And remember, you guys, this is risk-free, 30-day money-back guarantee from when it starts. Daniel already signed up. I love it, Daniel. And guys, think about this. I know in your mind, you're building it up to be this big thing, but you're streaming, you're burning cash every day. You stream 5 apps on your TV for $15. That's $900 a year. You're dining out and drinking coffee $8 for 20 work days a month. That's $2,000 a year. Your impulse shopping, $100 a month. You go to Costco or Target and you're a couple $100. Tiny leaks add up to thousands. Money you could redirect. So you need to have a conversation with yourself of, hey, I'm pulling up my big girl and my big boy pants. Yes. So what do you do next? I want you to sign up on my team's calendar to get a clarity call. ReadyToBreakThrough.com. And guys, some of you didn't take advantage of the profit path yet. Whether or not you want to do boutique breakthrough, I would highly recommend doing that. Stephen, you mentioned travel. I've got you set up with an app. You get a bonus box in the mail, which is so exciting. And all the goodies that come with that. So ReadyToBreakThrough.com. Here is where it is. Everybody type that down. While you do that, give me a second and I'm going to open the wheel of names because I'm going to draw for a winner. And then I'm going to, let me update this. Oops, I'm going to update this. And then I'm going to give you guys all a gift in case you have to peace out. Everybody get that. Is anybody excited to potentially win a half scholarship? And just keep in mind, once in a while, somebody doesn't accept the partial scholarship, and I do a redraw next week. So if that happens, that might happen, and I might do a redraw next week. So I want you to keep showing up. I want you to keep staying engaged. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming on. Oh, team, could you send Andrea? And I just spilled something all over. I'm going to pull this up so you guys can see it. Name is going to pop up right here. This is people who did half day of homework, and I've been known to throw some other fun things out week 2. You never know. Sorry, I just spilled over here, Andrea.
Okay, I'll grab some more.
Thank you. I don't need to. That should be good. My team started giving me a sippy cup because I'm like a crazy girl. Okay. Here we go. Tomorrow's not a webinar, Daniel. That's just a little bonus. All right, I'm going to click to spin. Here we go. You guys ready? Action takers are rewarded. This is for a half scholarship to Boutique Breakthrough. If it's somebody who's already joined, we will refund half of that money if you paid in full. So let's see what we got. Here we go. Spinning, spinning, spinning. Wait for it. I'm going to wait for it. Sabrina Nagel. I don't know if Sabrina is here. Sabrina, we have a winner. Again, if Sabrina doesn't take it, because Sabrina's here. What do you think, Sabrina? Let us know, girl. It is your lucky day. You're all actually lucky that you live in the day and age when you can build a business. So we'll get with Sabrina, see if she's interested in that. And, I've been known to pull out something in week 2, just in the bonus for people who are showing up for themselves, which is exciting. Now what I want to share with you is where to get your hype bonus. I want you guys to, let me come over here. Oh, shoot, I can't go there. I have too many screens that aren't connected. Hang on. Okay, here's your clarity call, ReadyToBreakThrough.com. So when you go here, this is the page that you're going to sign up for your clarity call. And this is where your bonus is. Do you see this at the bottom? Get the Photography Business Institute, social media content, hype for your photography business, the social media content formula for increased visibility. When you click on it, it immediately downloads to your computer. So use a computer versus a phone. Are you guys with me? And you can go here. You can get the profit path assessment, talk to my team about Boutique Breakthrough. You've got people here in your life situation, 23-year veteran, brand new pet photographer, 20 years in business, ready to quit. Been doing it. Rob landed his first $1,000 client without doing it perfectly. Here's a new photographer converting from digitals and someone terrified to get on the phone with people. So do your homework, watch all the good things. Ready to break through. Can someone type that in for Miss Christy, please? Readytobreakthrough.com. Okay, so I gave you the bonus, and so now we're all, as you remember, staying in this room for the second hour. I'm going to do some teaching and some coaching. Before I go through today's VIP teaching, and you don't need, it's in the workbook, but you don't need the workbook. It's page 23 if you have it. And we have a new workbook for next time. I'm going to talk about this. Let me ask you this. Who here, if I come up with another competition, maybe a different one for next week, would commit to doing it, who are interested in another half scholarship drawing? Not saying I'm going to do it, but just curious. Any of you? Okay. I might think about it. No promises, my friends. No promises. Hey, if you can do it with the scholarship, you can do it. You can get started without the scholarship, because scholarship is half, so you get started with that 1,400, my friends. But Pranitha, would you raise your digital hand and come up front with me and let me coach you? You had questions about being new, and I want to answer your questions, where you're stuck. Duncan, self-investment. Tony Robbins always says, invest every bit of money you can in yourself. Oh, what did I hit? I hit something. Team, I have no idea what I did there. Team, I don't know if we can pull Pranitha. Oh, there she is. Hello, friend. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm doing this right, team. Okay. Can you guys see both of us? I don't always see what you guys see. Stephen and Rick, Daniel said no, Stephen said yes. So go to speaker view versus gallery view. Okay, now do you? My team, it looks like, did some magic. Yes, okay. Hi, Pranitha. Oh, you have to unmute yourself there.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello, you're unmuted.
Sorry,
Hello,
I'm not
friend.
camera ready today, but I have to show my face.
I'm so proud of you. You are perfect. You are absolutely perfect. Hey, first, I just want to shout you out for being an action taker. You've been on here on camera, showing up, typing in. I've seen you all week, and I'm super proud of you for having tenacity and just showing up for yourself. So really proud of you for that. Okay, so tell me your situation and what you're stuck on.
So I have picked up my camera last August. So
Okay.
I consider myself new still. So ever since I picked up my camera, like I think I shared this with you already, that I wanted to be a sports photographer to start with, to build my kids' portfolio. So first 2 months, it was like just shooting them, practice and all that. But after that, I decided, okay, I want to do more. Only then I can get
Yeah.
better, right? So I did professional shoots here and there last year for 2 months and couple of months this year. So I know I need to build photography skills here, right?
Okay.
Because there were situations where in the spot I was struggling too with the settings and all that. Like, it's not easy. And plus,
Yeah.
I know like I'm creative at capturing things and showing, um, eh, but showcasing, right, the beauty of the situation or the scene. But uh, in the middle of figuring out the camera and all that, right now I'm at a place where, hey, first I need to get better at this. Let me replicate to start with. Let me, it's
Yes.
okay to copy others' work, right? But let me create whatever others are creating.
Yes.
So that's where like I'm in my journey right now. I'm not very
Gotcha.
hyper confident with photography. Like a lot of the stories that
Gotcha.
you have been sharing and people coming and talking all those testimonials, everybody is saying like, hey, for years they are photographers, they're established, matured in the industry, right? And then they didn't know the business side of it. So that's where I am right now. And I understand like when I'm starting, start it right. But I'm skeptical and scared that, okay, tomorrow I might get my Julie moment, but will I really deliver? Right? Because
Yeah. Yeah,
money is money.
valid.
It has a value, right? Either mine or
Yeah,
others. So that's
for
where
sure.
yeah.
For sure. I love that. Are there others here? And we have that Julie rally next week. And I don't know who's in that, but I'm sure there are new photographers. Like a lot of photographers who come in are new. And what I want to tell you about skills, all of you, because I was in this, I wasn't trained. I had no idea how to use my camera. I was just photographing their kids at the park. And they were like, oh, those are cute. I should buy them. And I had all this imposter syndrome. But also I loved my babies so much. I was like, I got to make some money or I'm going to have to go get a job because I left my job. And what I know, and I felt like I had to learn all these skills: on camera flash, off camera flash, all the fancy things. And the reason I put this image up is I built my studio with a huge window. Like I just use natural light and one reflector for most of what I do with a white wall. Okay. So I actually did a camera class a couple years ago because I was so frustrated. So many students were saying, I'm not ready to do my business yet because I'm not confident in my skills. And then I'd be like, okay, go get confident in skills. And they'd be like, just go out into the internet with all these, YouTubers are like, let me give you the details on this XYZ lens and all these things. And it's like, just tell me what I need to know to create images that I can sell. So I did a program like that. And I sold it for like, I don't know, a year. This was a couple years ago. It was called Camera to Cash. And there were 4 skills you need to know to make money, right? And then in the class, I had people photograph the products that they need to know, just super basic in natural light. Like sports photography, Pranitha, is a whole other game, right? Like you got to learn how to use your shutter and get a quick, stop the motion. And you've got light changes. You've got light coming from different ways. Like I never really got that figured out. I waited for cloudy days when I could just, have diffused light with my kids in sports. But portrait work is so much easier. Like literally you find the shade, you use a reflector, and it's about capturing expressions, right? So anyway, I did this Camera to Cash course because I wanted people to learn just what they needed to know to make money. And I ended up attracting a lot of people who just wanted to sit around and get their work critiqued. I don't think they really wanted to have a business. And I was like, okay, I can't keep going with this. So now I have this course that I just give to my students because I don't sell it. I actually have 2 different ones, super easy, like 2 hours this weekend of watching that, and you'll have every skill you need to know. Super simple, okay? So like for anybody who's considering that, but what my point is that you could spend years building a portfolio and learning lighting versus doing it as you're building your price list and your business, right? Like they should be able to happen at the same time. It's sort of like, I think that's a thing we tell ourselves about being stuck. Like I've got to spend time working on this, when your biggest constraint when you have a business is not knowing how to run a business. And I know you're like, I'm just starting, but you don't have a business until you can charge. So why not practice on people that could pay you, right? You're first going to go out to friends and photograph the 4 things. I make a video exactly how to do it. And I have you watch us do it. So like you watch it get done as you're doing it. I just could never find anybody on the internet making it that easy of like, this is the product people are going to buy. I'm going to walk you through photographing it, right? That's why I give you guys an extra week for anybody who wants to do Boutique Breakthrough, because it's like if you are behind in the photography skills, you need an extra minute. So anybody who wants that course, because it's beautiful, it's wonderful, and it's just sitting there. I don't do anything with it. I just give it to people because I want to help you. And then you can put those images in the group. And we've got some excellent photographers like Ginger in there who can be like, go do it again, but do this one change, right? You go back out, you do it one more time, and boom, then you've got a saleable product. Otherwise, you're back to watching all these YouTubers do all this fancy stuff that they all this fancy stuff out there that it's like I don't even know what I need to know. Yeah, I will give that to anybody who jumps into this program. Okay, that's why I jump in today. You can be working through it all weekend. Team, if you could make that happen, we've got actually two. I did Skill Sprint and I did Camera to Cash. I feel like Camera to Cash is a little more advanced, but anyway, let's set aside Pranitha. Let's say you learned those skills, gobbled up over a weekend. You're like, oh my God, I have all my products. I love them. I feel good about them. What's your inner self saying next?
Then I will be very comfortable moving to the next step, right?
Okay, then
That's
you're
the
ready.
biggest
Okay.
hesitancy that I have right now. That is my work or the skill enough? So
Yeah.
once I feel like,
Got it.
hey, it is enough, then yes, I will be confident to go and really present and sell my work to others. First of all, like
I love it.
I heard from you or somebody saying here, photographers are perfectionists. I am really a perfectionist, and that is where I got this feedback from like my bosses in the past, like, hey, don't chase perfection. It's okay. Keep moving.
So, Pranitha,
Yeah.
here's what I know about you because I coach a lot of perfectionists. We do a personality assessment where we find out, like, because we coach people differently. We don't do that in Boutique Breakthrough, but we do it. And I run my business with this. So I'm very familiar with people who have high attention to detail. Here's what I know. If you need a 5-digit code to unlock a safe, how many digits do you need me to give you? How many numbers? Like if you need 5 numbers to open a safe, it's a code. How many numbers
Yeah.
do I need to give you? I need to give you 5.
Yeah.
Because
I-
if there's 5 numbers to open a safe
Yeah.
and I give you 3 million numbers, does that help you? No.
No.
Because it's not going to open this safe. You're going to just try all these combinations forever and ever and ever and get stuck. That's what this little camera skills course does is it gives you the 5 digits in the order you need them to open the safe. Okay? So like here's the beauty of this too. You guys who are considering Boutique Breakthrough is the sooner you get in, the more time you're going to have to work through this. We'll open that up immediately. You have all weekend and all next week. Then my 30-day money back guarantee starts that next Monday. So like you're getting 9 or 10 free days of getting coaching on your photography. Like literally, I'm going to introduce you guys to Deborah in a minute. She will coach you on anything, you know? And I think Jennifer, you said you're a perfectionist too, right? You want every little thing. And it's like, no, the safe doesn't need more numbers. Okay. You just need to know the 5 numbers that open the safe. And I think that Jennifer, to speak to both of you, you guys get stuck because you beat yourself up. And it's like, you need somebody to say, no, it's good enough. It's go on. So we have a rubric that we do let me see if I can find that somewhere. I'll look in a minute. But we have you do, what I'd like you to do is do the short course, create the images, and then submit them for feedback. My team will give you feedback on that and coach you up on that because then I do the very first price critique, right? And so I will send you back to be like, okay, these 5 images are perfect. This one I want to push you a little bit more on. So I'm saying they're good enough, right? Like my team will too, but if as a team we're telling you, Pranitha, these are good enough, like I could go sell these, you're ready to go. Would you feel ready to go out there in the market?
Yes.
That's what that would do for you if that's what's sticking you. So I want you to chew on that because talk to me about the money piece. Is the money piece tricky for you, or you feel like if I know I can do this, I'll get the ROI on it?
I'm confident that I'll get an ROI because I'm so pumped in last 5 days. And but the thing is, because I'm new, right? Like I'm investing so much on the gear right now. In just like last 6 months, I spent about $10,000 on the gear. So yeah, that is where like the price piece is a bit hard for me. Um, yeah. That's where I am.
Is
Like
it?
that's why I'm making so many, so many thoughts are going in my brain. Like, hey, skill, money, like yeah.
Yeah, but the reality is, it's like you want to start a restaurant and you've invested in all these beautiful pans, right? And it's like, but I don't know how to get I don't feel confident in my ability to cook the food or bring in the customers to my restaurant, right? So like your ROI for the business is what's going to pay for the ROI on the equipment, right? 2 months, like that's such a fast ROI too. I love this, friend. Let me ask all of you guys. It feels like we have, Deborah, I'm going to ask you too. Tomorrow, 9 to 10 a.m., I'm doing a live at 10 a.m. Would you be able to hang out with these new photographers if they join before that and get them kicked off with this training and show them those products that they need to photograph? Would you do that? Hold their hand and walk them through what that looks like? I don't know if you have 10 a.m. open. We could do maybe even if it's 30 minutes, get them connected with each other. We might even be able to open that group. So Deborah, I know I'm putting you on the spot. I'll
Yeah,
wait
that's
for her
fine.
to
I
type
can do
in.
it. I got you.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I'd love to.
pretty,
That'd be so
how's
much
that
fun.
feel?
Yeah,
Yeah, how's that feel for you?
that feels great.
Girl, I love it. Okay, good. So all of you guys, thank you, my friend. All of you guys who are feeling like, I'm going to spotlight Deborah, bring her up for a second. Feeling like I'm too new, whatever. Let's get you through this in the next week because you could spend years messing with a portfolio and trying to be good enough. Deborah, what do you want to say about? You could get them set up with camera to cash. You know the video we made where we're photographing the 3 special products? Like you can play that for them, walk them through it, talk to them about how they find a person, who to photograph, who not to photograph, what not to say on social media. Don't anybody post anything on social media, okay? She will walk you through exactly who to go to and how to have that conversation. And that's 10 a.m. in the morning. Then they can be photographing this weekend and all week before the business training. They'll have some of that, but they could be pulling it into their price list. We'll give it to all of you, Daniel. So any of you guys who have joined, if you want to come in the morning with Deborah at 10, that'd be so cool. That'd be cool, Deborah. So, also, how else could you coach them? So if they watch that and they submit stuff, would you be able to give them feedback on what they need to do better?
Absolutely. I'd love to see some of their favorite images and we can kind of talk through that a little bit. Yeah, I think that'd be fantastic. Plus, understand as soon as you get access to the course, you have the where to start lesson. And so there's a lot of great juicy information in there to get you going. So if people have questions about that, then I can answer questions on that as well.
That's 10 a.m. Central. So that would be 8 a.m. California time, West Coast time.
Right.
Tina said Deborah Lawrence is amazing. Like you guys will not find somebody more of a force of nature than Deborah. And then she can, Bonnie would be proud of you, Stephen. She'll get those skills up to where you need them to be this week, right? Like just literally hold your hand. She's going to be like Martha Stewart over the pot. Pour this in. Oh, you know what? We got to dump that out. Go grab a new set of, go scoop it in again. We'll dump it out, right? It's not even ingredients, like you're having to pay for expensive ingredients. You just get out there. She'll give you real time. Yes, this is for the photographers who sign up for Boutique Breakthrough before 10 a.m. tomorrow. Get with Jen. You get on her calendar, talk through. All you got to do is get the $1,400 in. And yeah, let's get you guys moving forward, right? Life Rewards Action Takers. Let's get that going.
I think people are of the mindset that, oh gosh, if I'm going to charge that much, I have to be really, really good. And what's interesting is it's really not at all about how good you are. It is 100% about how you serve them. And that's what we're going to teach you with scripts, step by step, what to say, what to do, help you with their pricing, all of those things. So it's all about serving people at a higher level and you believing in yourself. So believe it or not, you're probably at the right place, but I will make absolutely sure that you are.
I just had another idea. I just texted my team to see if I have access to, you know what it is. It's a tool that we developed and then didn't use, and it is so cool. And I'm going to see if I can get you guys access to it. So Hold tight. I'm going to see about that. Deborah, I'm going to bring you back in a moment. I want to go through our activity for today. But thank you. So you guys, 10 a.m., readytobreakthrough.com. Get on Jen's calendar. Pranitha, girl, I can feel your energy. This is exciting. And Jennifer, a lot of you guys.
Yeah,
Jennifer,
one
get on
last
with
thing.
Jen.
One last thing I want to tell,
Yeah,
Sada, your
sure.
energy and the vibe here is so contagious. I've been conducting myself so differently for last 5 days.
Oh my
I feel
gosh.
great.
You feel like
Yeah,
a new person, right? It's
I
so great
do
when someone can
always.
pour into you.
Yes,
Oh, girl, you got your orange. So you've been seeing it going. I'm changing. You can see it already.
yes.
Oh, that gave me chilly bumps. I love it. Thank you, friend. So yeah, any of you who were not in VIP who want to remind yourself that you're changing, go paint your nails orange. I even had some of our fellas do that. Yeah, Jennifer, you need the orange. There is power in this orange. There is power in this orange, my friends. Lena said that's exactly how it feels inside the program too. It is exciting to be arm in arm with other people doing the things. It really is. Steven said, sorry, not me. It's okay. Somebody did it digitally too, which was pretty smart. Yeah, Allison, if you know, you know. Okay, guys, let's go to today's homework. And then I'm going to bring Deborah back on to talk some more. So let's see if this is cuckoo crazy. My thing doesn't, it came unplugged. There we go. One moment. You guys should see my office. I finished talking with you guys. I'm kind of I'm just a maniac. I got like banana peels and all the things. So yeah, if you've been sitting here thinking like this is the time to get on with my team, we've got a lot of resources for you guys to come up with that 1400, baby, and let's get you going. Okay. One shift that you can make to become the photographer that clients will gladly pay more for. And let me just say this. I feel like we have a lot of you guys who are newer and scared, nervous. We will put you in a group. So Deborah, make a note. Let's get these guys connected with each other. Maybe you even open that group a little sooner, get those guys connecting with each other and supporting each other, right? So we can get there. And then you have advanced people like Ginger who are grabbing your arm and saying, let's go. Yeah. Because what's crazy is just because you maybe aren't as advanced on the photography side does not mean that you are not advanced on talking to people or other things. So just because that's a little hurdle you have to jump, you're going to be there for the partner and buddies you make in the course that need your support somewhere else. That's why we say lift as we climb. Okay, so the shift to become the photographer that clients will gladly pay for. We have three kinds of photographers. First, we've got the dabbler. Okay, we've got the dabbler. Erin, she got her planner. Erin, I hope I see you and Rachel in there in the morning. I heard you talk to Brandon. He said you are amazing. He said you've got right fit clients who just want holiday cards and we can help you turn those into sessions, my friend. He was gushing. He's like, you are in the right place. You've got a well-off target audience and you are a creative, sister. Like, that is so exciting. She said, I'll be there. That's awesome. So when you're a dabbler, here's what a dabbler looks like. You start and you get it, maybe you make a little investment, you learn something and you're like, woo, and then you get stuck and you get scared and you go back here. So life goes on, summer goes on, you let your business go for a little bit. And then in the fall, you see somebody who's like, ooh, do mini sessions to make money. So you go buy something and you like get a little traction and you're like, oh God, that was brutal, awful. I worked all weekend, haven't seen my kids, and now I'm editing and retouching for the next 60 hours and my life is terrible. And you put it on pause for again, right? Start and stop. This is photographers who are dabblers, maybe feel safe in learning mode. They get frustrated, a lot of self-doubt. But the reality is when you're a dabbler, you might make a little coffee money, $100 a month. I don't think that's what you guys want. Pranitha, that's not what you want, right? You want to get your skills to a place where you feel confident so that you can make real money. I hope you're on a future panel being my success story. I can already feel it. I just am feeling. Yeah, Shannon said I've been dabbling for 18 years. Shannon, what if you could move up this ladder of a photographer clients will gladly pay more for? Step 2 is the stressor. Okay, I'm not saying this one's quite better yet, but this person starts out and they just clamp down of like, I've got to make this work. They're coming from a place of leadership, not leadership. And they're like, I'm desperate. This has to work or I'm going to die. I just don't care about the process. I'll do anything. I'm just going to shove and push and work all night and do mini sessions. And my family's never going to see me. And they're just living in anxiety. Who feels this? Just frustrated. Amira said, that's me. Yeah, you guys, that is the hardest. Legit, this is what I thought. I just work harder. I'm a hard worker. Where are my hard workers? We were sold the lie that if you work harder, you'll make money. There was no asterisk of, but your life sucks. We don't need to work harder. We don't need to work harder. Yeah. I feel like I can't enjoy my kids. Sabrina, you can enjoy your kids. You absolutely can enjoy your kids. Because look at the money that this makes, the stressor. I mean, yeah, this is where it gets hard. $500 to $800 a month. So you're making a little money. You guys who have been doing this that are making enough money to like be a little taste of money, but like it's not enough to change your life, but it's enough to make you afraid to give it up to learn the right way. Steven said, I work 250 hours a month. Steven, man. Amira said, I feel like I'm always working. Right? And you guys, Sabrina, I remember this. Like, you're like, I get to be a business owner because I get to make my own schedule and I'm a mom. And then it's like, our kids were watching a movie with them. They're talking to us and we're like editing and retouching. And they're like, mom. And you're like, shh, I'm working, and then you're like, I should be working all the time. You have this guilt. And when you're working, you should be like, all I just want to do is be with my kids, but I just sold my soul to the mini session devil. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah. We don't have to work harder. Yeah, friends ask you to hang out and you're responding to emails the whole time. It doesn't have to happen that way anymore. I want you guys to get a system, have the support community that you need to become a master, to master something. What does this look like? This looks like normalizing failure. Just knowing this is part of it. I'm not going to fear it. I'm going to embrace it because I'm with my people. I'm with my team. And I'm going to get going and I might have to go backwards before I go forward. I know it might get worse before it gets better, but I make decisions and I commit, right? I commit to getting here. You know how we talked about this is the star that we want to get to. And a lot of people, they hit the panic point right here and they go back here. Oh, I'm living in anxiety. We don't need to do that. We can just keep working. It's not a straight line. We get a little this and that. We get through the panic line because people are out in the water floating with you and they're grabbing you. They're throwing you a raft. They're like, I'll hop on a call with you. I'll help you fix this, right? And you're working your way to get to, this is where we have family first and we make money and we have meaning and impact in our life. Pranitha, I'm so excited that you're already seeing that you're showing up as a better version of yourself. Which one of these three ways? There's only one of these paths that get you to the goal, the dream outcome, having a business that makes you money and lets you put your family first. It's 3. Which one have you been on? I'm curious, all of you guys here. 1, 2, or 3? 2, yeah. This is where you can make $3 grand, $10 grand a month. This is life-changing money. and less time than what you're doing now. Less time than what you're doing now. It's just scary in a different way. It's not working harder scary. I really want you to hear this. It's bet on me scary, right? You got to bet on yourself scary, and that's scary. That's scary. Why don't you think about little 5-year-old you? What would little 5-year-old you tell you? That little kindergarten you that your mama dressed in a cute little outfit and pranced you out and put you on the bus or dropped you off and said, you can be anything, baby. That little 5-year-old would say, future me, do anything you can to build a life that you love. Do anything you can. Get a side job. Lena said I had to get a second job on top of my main job so that I could afford Boutique Breakthrough, so that I could get in Boutique Breakthrough. That's how bad I wanted it. And she doubled her money very quickly. Yeah, Lena said, just do it. Rena said, I'm comfortable doing the photography part, but pricing is the scariest part to me, right? What if you had a proven system that over 1,000 photographers had gone through, right? That's what you got to have to get through scary things like pricing. I feel like for sure. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna bring Deborah back up here with me. So Deborah, what do you, like, you get to coach people through all of these steps with Andrea, who's my studio manager, who's been my studio manager for 20 years. We just celebrated her. We surprised her with 20 years. She's been running my photography business. I have 2 photographers that work for me. And it's funny because I love the presentation. They can all do it. They book my clients. They do the 7 Bs on the first phone call. It's so nice as you grow if you want to have employees, and they shoot under my name. And so I had a session with them, like one of them, I usually grab one to assist me the day after Christmas. And my kids changed their flights, and we realized that it was the Monday after Christmas. It wasn't the day after. But I was going to take them back to the airport, and we were going to spend the day doing fun things together. And I mean, I was like, this other family also only had that day available, so we couldn't reschedule. And I was like, we just worked it out. Andrew and Maggie did it. I did the presentation. It was a $12,800 order. I didn't even do the session. They loved us. Like, it was insane. And Deborah, I know you also run a multi-6-figure photography business, and you coach with us. That's why it's so important to have coaches who are doing it. Deborah is fearless. She's doing it every day. Her belief, like if I had a little meter, it'd be sprouting out of the top, right? With Deborah's belief. And she's the one in there coaching. So talk a little bit. People have never experienced anything like this. They don't know what it's like to be in a program where they're being coached. Like, how do you coach students? Like, what does that look like? They do a lesson, and then what does that coaching look like in the group?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's a lot of programs out there where you're given access to then go watch videos or, do these PDFs or whatever, and there might be feedback on it. But this is very different. There's not only the live Zooms that we have every single week, multiple times a week, there's this constant support within the Facebook group. You can post 24 hours a day. I probably won't answer it at 2:00 in the morning unless I'm up worrying about something. I have children, so that happens. But, we get in there and we answer your questions. It doesn't matter what they're about. And what's neat about it is you have a whole bunch of like-minded photographers in that group with you. So they'll also answer your questions. They'll put their information in. Well, gosh, what if you tried this? What if we did this? Well, gosh, do you want to buddy up with me? Like, we could do this together. Oh, you need practice on that? I want practice on that too. And so we really encourage that. And it becomes this beautiful family, this community of people that you will likely be lifelong friends with, which is really neat, right?
Literally.
It is so fun. But yeah, it's this really neat dynamic. We have an opportunity to not only talk to you face to face on Zooms, but we'll also answer your questions within the Facebook group. And that's in addition to the actual lessons in the dashboard.
Yeah, so Deborah, I know like we haven't always done this many Zooms, and I know you are an server. So you're like, if people need me, I'm here. I want to role play, I want to answer questions, whatever. But like, there are people are in different time zones. Like, they could literally not come to anything live if they didn't want to because they have access to you in the group. When I first did this, people were like waking up at 3 a.m. like Lena when she was in Australia. And it was so inconvenient. People had day jobs. We're in time zones all over. Uh-oh. Can you guys see me? Did I
It was
crash?
just a glitch.
No.
It was just a glitch. You're good.
Okay. I was like, everything went blue. Okay, good. So like no one's ever said I didn't get enough support. And I know people are like, well, I really want one-on-one, but I feel like for me, and you can say for you too, but I feel like group coaching is so great because you're hearing what you don't know. Other people ask questions, it's like, oh, I would have never realized that, or they have a problem and you fix it and they're like, I would have never known what to do in that situation.
That's true. That's true.
Agree or thoughts on that?
Yeah, we have office hours pretty frequently, and that's where people can come and they can ask questions. And we encourage you to watch those on replay. And what happens is people that don't have questions during office hours think of questions because they're watching office hours, right? Oh, yeah, that's good.
Got it.
Well, hey, what if I did this? And so we'll get people commenting underneath that post because obviously all of the calls are then posted in the in Facebook group for you. But we'll get people coming and going, oh, this makes me think of this. Oh, what if this? Well, what if we did a twist on it? Or, oh, I wonder if, right? And so then we answer those questions. And there's a bunch of us in there, which is really cool. We have people that specialize in different things that can serve on a really, really high level. Because why wouldn't we? That's what we're teaching
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
So, of course, we're going to serve on a super high level.
Yeah. Pranitha asked if there will be support post program. So it's a 2-month program. We do have opportunity for next level support, but we don't even get into that until the end. We have software we've built to get more leads and run your business for you that is fantastic. But you can't just go to that program. You have to do this program first, or that program is not going to make sense. So just know people begged me to do something. They're like, we want more. So I was like, all right, let's go. And that is a really, really cool place.
Well, Pranitha asked, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. So Pranitha asked, I may need longer time to ramp up. Well, you'll always have access to that Boutique Breakthrough program. You've purchased it, and then you can go through it and go back through it over and over again. So we have people that move like turtles, and we have people that move like hares. We are going to help you every single step of the way.
Yeah, the team said the Facebook group will open this weekend. Usually we wait till the challenge is over, but we've got people that are going to start with you at 10 a.m. tomorrow on the camera skills. So let's get that group opened for them, you guys, so they can meet each other and get to know each other. Yeah, but you're gonna have this app. You're gonna have the workbook. You're gonna get a binder. You're gonna have not workbook, but worksheets. You're gonna save that. They're reference guides for everything you do moving forward. So Deborah, I'm going to unpin you right now, and I'm going to see if anybody else wants to be coached just on anything. You have any questions, I will answer them. About Boutique Breakthrough or just about your business, really. Christy, you should have gotten the First Steps email if you already signed up. So reach out to my team and they'll help you. Facebook group closes when the group is done, but you still have access to each other, and we just archive it. It's just, we can't support it. And that's what happens in unsupported groups. They start turning crazy and angry. It's like, if you don't have a leader in the group, that's why people, when they make groups without following a program, without having a leader, they just don't go anywhere, I have found. Yes, Stephen, we'll help you name your business. We're really good at that. We have a whole training on that. And you guys who are advanced, you'll go through the training. It's like spackling compound. You're walking along the wall looking for you might listen to them on 2X and be like, I got this one. Next one, I got this one. You're like, boom, a little spackling. I need to change this. I need to add this. How do you recommend showing your audience you are switching from digital to prints? Great question. So we don't want you publicizing anything that you're doing when you are changing, right? Because what if you don't want to get a ton of questions until you're ready for them. So what I like people to do is work behind the scenes on the new system with one person. So if someone reaches out to you in the next couple days, say, oh my gosh, and I have this, if you guys are doing Boutique Breakthrough, I have a whole training on short, right? What to say. And we have transcripts, we have screen, like we have all these different ways for all the different learner types. So you high detail people will be very excited about the detail in the program. But whether you're doing my program or not, if you are switching from digital to prints, do it with one person. Work through it, get it down, get your Julie, get your big order, and then realize then you have to reverse engineer that for everybody. So that's why I like people to do it one time with one client, and they'll be sold forever on the model, the boutique model. Like, it's just, there's nothing like it. You know, compare that, you know, I talked to you guys about McDonald's versus a sit-down restaurant. Once you go to a sit-down restaurant, it's hard to describe. Are you going to eat every meal there? No. But the restaurant's going to be, hey, you have a holiday party. Why don't we book that now so that you can come back for the holidays? You're doing it. Like, you want to keep your clients coming back. Or Ozius, if I already have a business name, will I have to change it? No, not necessarily at all. In fact, I encourage you to make minimal changes. We're just looking for problems or disconnects, right? Where things are, there's more than one way to do it right, but we're looking for things that are wrong that are going to confuse your client. So for you guys who already have a business name, likely, I mean, our goal is that you keep it. I tried to sell an album yesterday, but I was too late, and she bought prints somewhere else. I learned my lesson. Yeah. Think about what that cost you, my friend. Yeah. What is your background, Amiris? I'm curious. You are so put together. You're like, I want to get to know you. I feel like you're ready to get out there in the world and be this amazing photographer, separating yourself from everybody else. Jennifer, you've asked a lot of questions. Would you like to come on and get coached by me? You said, I haven't shared much for a couple months due to the transition from digitals only. Do you want to come? Raise your digital hand if you would like to come on in. It seems like we have a lot of newer folks here. You guys who are advanced, clearly this is a thing. In fact, I can talk to you about what expected results might be. Would you guys like me to do that? And Jennifer can see if she wants to come up. Here's what I see this looking like for you guys. If you're like, Somi said, well, this system worked for someone like me who's an introvert and has a hard time speaking. 100%. Deborah, I'm going to let you answer that in a moment. Somi's about how you help introverts, okay? But when we're looking at results, if you are already offering prints, we kind of have three groups of you that you guys fall into. Some are already offering prints. Some of you are strictly digitals, and some of you are very new, trying to figure out what the fastest way is to get this done right. So those of you guys who are in group one, who are already offering prints, are looking for those little things, right? And you've already learned that digitals don't work. So you've tried packages, you've tried print credits, random ideas, and you're ready to apply the things. So I feel like you guys overall, again, I'm not promising anything to anybody, but as an overall get the fastest wins. Ginger, she had past clients, she could just call and be like, hey, let's do this, right? So we're tightening knobs, plugging the gaps. And you can, if you have some past clients, that will make you go faster. Those of you guys who are newer in business and you're realizing, or selling digitals, that the answer isn't just take more clients and you're scared to lose clients or fall on your face raising prices, this is definitely a bigger leap, but we might have to go rebuild your whole model. And so I want you to take a breath and just get on the train, right? One step at a time. Bam, bam, bam. So spending more time building the foundation rather than fixing mistakes, right? You can launch correctly instead of unlearning bad habits. So many people have the bad habits that they have to unlearn, if that makes sense. So fast is for you guys who have been in business, but it doesn't mean it can't go fast. It can't go fast. Victoria is asking the difference. A digital file is what lives on your phone. A printed artwork is what hangs on your walls. Does that help, Victoria? I'm not selling digital files for people's phone. They have plenty. There's a bazillion people who will do that for money. That's not what I do or want to do. Okay, I want to sell big, beautiful artwork for people on their walls. It's how I decorate my home with artwork. I can't turn my camera. I have so many beautiful pieces of art all over my home. And here's my thing, guys. I don't go with this swap out. So if people are like, what if I run out of, or like, do I swap this out next year? I don't swap out. Like, we start decorating people's homes with their baby and then their toddler and then the next baby and their family. We do black and white, we do color, we do all the beautiful things. So when we walk in their home, they get goosebumps. Isn't that cool? I mentioned clients get a low res file too. I don't know exactly. I would say I don't do that in my business. That's not hard to figure out. Like 1x2 at 150 DPI, something like that. That looks good on screen, but if you print it, it looks crappy. So play with that until you get that. So if you go to React, Jennifer, and you click on React, it will, and Deborah, maybe we can find Jennifer. I'm gonna go hunting for you. Jennifer, where's Jennifer? There, I see you. I'm just gonna pull you up, girl. Oh, there you went. Right as I clicked on you. Okay, you unmute yourself. Jennifer, hi.
Hi.
You're unmuted. Hi.
Wow, I feel like I'm meeting a
Okay.
celebrity.
Oh, well, you are. Just
I
kidding.
know. I know.
Yes, I want to make sure I want to get your question. Actually, it was Jennifer Barhomey.
Oh.
But that's okay. What's holding you back
Well, excuse me. I started as
in your
a,
business?
yeah, I was starting as a wildlife photographer. And my husband feels, again, this was funny because when I received your book, Worth Every Penny, it became my literal go-to for a very eye-opening actually exchange in our marriage as well. Because I said, why are we living so below our own standards, our own sort of bar? Because I tried to like explain to him that, if we're just giving away our time and our resources and everything. Anyways, so he's now about to start a business and it looks like he's undercharging as well. So he could benefit just from everything, all the notes and everything on another level.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm as far as the photography, I noticed my biggest problems are me. Where I almost don't want to look at the photos after the photo shoot because I'm worried that the noises in my head will be like, well, their eyes are half closed, or oh my goodness, I pick apart my own work. I see others
Yes.
and I love their work, and I just love everyone's. But I guess the biggest thing is there sort of a base foundation, like for wildlife prints when selling, if you were one of the pros, we would all start off at a base amount and then charge double. So for example, a good, nice, large canvas on your wall might be $1,200, for example, once it's printed on fine quality canvas.
Yes.
And covered, etc. I don't think I'll have a problem selling my work, but I tend not to really want to show it with pride until I feel like it's
Got it.
there.
Got it.
Ugh,
Got it.
it's so
I got it. Yeah. Listen,
like destroying. Any
self-sabotage.
advice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, one of the things I notice with like every photographer, right? We're never happy. I still am embarrassed. Like, this sounds so weird. I've been a professional photographer for 28 years and I still feel like I have to qualify with like, I'm not that good. Like I literally do the same thing. It's not that exciting. But I think it's momentum, right? If you give yourself time to stop and criticize everything versus like, no, I have to go to the next thing. So if it's not acceptable, I need to redo it. And if everyone tells me it's good enough and I need to go. And then I do look back at earlier work and I'm like, oh, I've come a long way.
Right.
When we ran into Julie, little side note, I hadn't seen my Julie. And then we ran into her and we went to her house to interview her about the first photos. And Andrew and I were in the car. We're like, God, we hope these images aren't so bad from 17 years early, my first big client. And we were both like, okay, they could be worse. But I think that's where time is not our friend. And I know sometimes I see people go, oh, my life is so busy. And I'm like, good, this is your time. Because if you wait, like I've had people who are like, clear the decks and they overthink everything. If you have too much time in your life, it's too easy to nitpick yourself apart. Like I believe the best time to go all in on your business is when you're super busy, because then it can only get easier. But otherwise, if you wait till everything's perfect and you get a little adversity, then what? You going to close? No. So momentum is everything, Jennifer. Like you've got to set up a process where you don't let yourself overthink, because the next thing's due, And I love that you're a nature, like landscape photographer. Like you just stick people in front of those backgrounds, girl. And that's where the money is.
Yes.
That's where the money
and
is.
pets as well.
100%.
And I live in
pets.
such a
I'm glad you're
beautiful
here.
place, so,
Where do you
me
live?
too. Thank you. I live
Where do you live?
close to a national park called Jasper in Canada. Very close to Jasper National Park in Alberta, Canada.
That's not fair. That's not
Yeah.
fair. I have cornfields.
May
You
have
a
heard of us.
national park. Yes. Have you talked to Jen on my team? Anyone on my team?
Not yet. I'd love to.
Okay.
I'm a little bit.
She has some special things in Canada. Get on her calendar and just talk to her.
Okay.
Because she has some things for Canadians. We have some other Canadian students. Yeah. So get on the call with her and
That would be excellent. Yeah, because I was looking at the price difference per dollar exchange. So
yeah,
3,800 looks more like about $5,000 for me, but
it
that's
definitely
just reality.
is. It definitely
It's okay.
is. It is.
It's
It is, but
doable.
your prices, when we coach you on your prices, you're going to adjust for that. But there are certain nuances that we can't let you go over, right? So we've had a lot of Canadian students, and I love you, Canadians. That's awesome. I spoke in Regina. Years ago up there. Very fun. I know that's on the other side a little bit, but yeah, check that out.
If you're ever in the area, please feel free to come and I will show you.
Come visit.
Yes,
All
please
right,
do.
I might take you up on that. I should go on a little world tour.
You
Well,
should.
thank you, my friend. I got to wrap up
Thank
here.
you.
I appreciate you. And anyone
Well,
else
I
here from
sure
outside the
appreciate
U.S., Canada? I appreciate you, Jennifer. Thank you.
Hi.
Anybody else
Hey.
curious outside the U.S. anywhere? You're so cute, Jennifer. We got a couple Jennifers. Okay, Deborah answered, saw me in the chat. Get with Jen, you guys. If you have any questions, and you're even like, maybe by next Thursday I could have it put together to make this work, get on her calendar, have her do the profit path assessment, have her identify where your biggest constraint is, and she's got resources to give you and help you. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, you can feel like you did everything, but I don't think you've been taught how to be tenacious here. Right? The muscle you're building and getting in this program and being coached on it is the same muscle you need to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Deborah, you're not going to Puerto Rico without me. Stop it. We're going to go get with Victoria. All right. Are you guys clear on, let me see here. Go to Jen's calendar, sign up, talk to someone on my team. You're going to click on the info on the right. You're going to get on the calendar And don't forget, if you jump into this program by the end of the weekend, I have that juicy bonus for you called Molehill, how to make a mountain out of a molehill this summer. So extra marketing training that I know Deborah is gonna bring out for you guys who get that at the end or whatever. So you're gonna definitely want this. Here it is. You will love Molehill. $1,000 value. We have sold that for $1,000 in the past. So you're getting it as a bonus. All right. Is there anything else? Just hop on my team's calendar. Get your questions answered tomorrow, 9 to 10 with me. Everybody's invited. It's not just ZIP. It's this room, Pranitha. And then tomorrow, Deborah, why don't you send let's send everybody who's joining Deborah's private room link for the 10 o'clock call. And we'll figure out where we want them to go, Deborah. But if you can get in by 10 a.m. tomorrow, she's going to gift you and walk you through the photo skills that you need to do to be crushing in this class. You'll have your portfolio built by the time the lessons start for everyone else. Okay, so get that portfolio built. Are you guys so excited? Are you guys so excited? And listen, if you're like, man, Sarah wants us in this program, I do. I care enough about you to serve you in this way. I've got so much killer content for you next week if you keep showing up. That's why I'm putting you on my team's calendar so she can help you in the meantime, so we can get back to Content Monday. I'm digging into pricing and put your Instagram in. I'm going to be doing some more scavenger hunt things just because I can. All right, everybody, have an amazing weekend. I'll see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and then I'll see you again next week. All right. Bye, everybody. And yes, we will send out messages and all the good things. If my team texts you, text them back, right? Sometimes I'm like, hey, ask this person this thing. Find out they said something interesting. Okay? If they text you, text them back. We just had VIP in this room, Daniel. So VIP is officially done, but you never know. Sometimes I bring out some extra VIP things. So again, if my team texts you, reply to them. All right, good to see you, Julie, Daniel, all you guys who have joined. I'll see you soon. Mwah.